Welcome to UFO Files. I'm your host, Ben Carter. In the dark, frozen winter of 1944, a reconnaissance aircraft of the 415th Night Fighter Squadron was patrolling the skies over the Rhine Valley. The crew's mission was routine, to observe and report on German troop movements. But as the aircraft cut through the icy night, something extraordinary happened. Something that would later be dubbed by the men who witnessed it as a Foo Fighter. Suddenly, without warning, bright orbs of light appeared in the sky. They danced around the aircraft, moving with an agility that no known human technology could match. The orbs were silent, yet they radiated an eerie, otherworldly glow. The crew watched, transfixed, as these mysterious objects performed impossible feats of maneuverability. On returning to base, the crew reported their encounter. What they described would become a common story among the men of the 415th. These pilots were not alone in their encounters with the inexplicable. Similar sightings were being reported by air crews across the European theater. Unidentified flying objects, displaying characteristics far beyond the capabilities of known aircraft, were being seen with an alarming regularity. The higher-ups were baffled. Were these objects secret German weapons, or perhaps the result of an overactive imagination? Theories were plentiful, but answers were in short supply. As reports of these sightings increased, the term Foo Fighters was coined, a nod to a popular comic strip of the time. Yet despite the seemingly light-hearted name, the reality of these encounters was anything but. These Foo Fighters would appear without warning, often in formations of 3 or more. They would fly in tight formation with the Allied aircraft, matching their speed and maneuvers effortlessly. Some pilots reported feelings of disorientation or confusion when the objects were near, while others described their aircraft's electrical systems behaving erratically. Yet despite the proximity of these objects, none ever displayed any hostile intent. As the war drew to a close, sightings of the Foo Fighters dwindled. The mystery of their origin and purpose remained, buried under layers of official secrecy and wartime urgency. But the men who witnessed these strange objects would never forget their encounters. They had seen something that challenged their understanding of the world, something that to this day remains unexplained. In an era marked by rapid technological advancement and the ever-present shadow of war, these encounters stand out as a stark reminder of how much we don't know. The mystery of the Foo Fighters continues to captivate and confound, a wartime enigma that extends beyond the confines of our understanding. As we delve deeper into this mystery, we are reminded of the many secrets that our world still holds, secrets that continue to elude our grasp. The enigma of Foo Fighters is seated deeply within the tumultuous soil of World War II, a period of unparalleled scientific and technological advancements. In the midst of global conflict, the world was rapidly changing, and the boundaries of what was thought possible were constantly being pushed and redrawn. Sheathed within the tension and turbulence of the 1940s, these mysterious sightings took place against a backdrop of significant scientific advancements. The world witnessed the birth of nuclear technology, radar systems, and jet propulsion, technologies that would forever change the landscape of warfare and society. But alongside these earth-shattering developments, the sightings of these inexplicable objects hinted at a reality that seemed to defy our scientific understanding. The geographical setting of these encounters was equally significant. The European theater of operations, where most sightings were reported, was a complex web of geopolitical interests and military strategies. The skies above war-torn Europe were a contested space, where the outcome of aerial battles often determined the fate of nations on the ground. The Foo Fighters made their presence known in this high-stakes environment, adding another layer of mystery to the already foggy theater of war. Culturally, the time was ripe for such phenomena. The popular comic strip Smokey Stover, from which the term Foo Fighters is believed to have been derived, often featured strange and unexplainable events. This comic strip, coupled with the cultural fascination with the unknown, may have contributed to the readiness of pilots and air crews to accept the presence of these anomalous objects in the sky. Politically, the world was divided. The Allied and Axis powers were locked in a desperate struggle for supremacy, and the possibility of a secret weapon being deployed was a constant fear. The sightings of the Foo Fighters were initially thought to be a new, secret German weapon, a theory that was eventually dismissed due to the lack of any hostile action from these objects. Despite the extensive investigations and inquiries carried out after the war, the phenomenon of the Foo Fighters remains unexplained. The archives of the era are filled with classified documents and eyewitness accounts, but a definitive answer remains elusive. What were these objects that defied the laws of physics, appearing and disappearing at will, demonstrating abilities far beyond the technologies of the era? The mystery of the Foo Fighters is deeply intertwined with the history of the 20th century. It is a riddle that continues to challenge our understanding of the world, a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. As we delve deeper into this enigma, we are reminded of the many secrets that our world still holds, secrets that continue to elude our grasp. Tracing the first sightings of these mysterious orbs takes us back to the autumn of 1944, when Allied pilots conducting night missions over Germany reported encounters with unusual airborne phenomena. One of these pilots was Lieutenant Ed Schluter, a member of the 415th Night Fighter Squadron. On a cold November night, Schluter, along with his radar observer Donald J. Myers and intelligence officer Fred Ringwald, witnessed strange lights following their aircraft. The lights seemed to react to their maneuvers, maintaining a consistent distance, and just as mysteriously as they had appeared, they vanished into the dark night sky. The pilots couldn't determine whether these were enemy aircraft or some form of advanced weapon. Even more perplexing, radar systems aboard their plane failed to detect any physical presence in the vicinity of these lights. This encounter, while unsettling, was not an isolated incident. Soon, more pilots from the 415th reported similar sightings, prompting official investigations. Declassified military documents reveal that these sightings were taken seriously at the highest levels. A secret operational report, dated January 1, 1945, from the headquarters of the 415th Night Fighter Squadron, provides an overview of these encounters. The report describes the objects as red balls of fire that seem to toy with the aircraft, appearing to be under intelligent control but demonstrating no hostile intent. Another key witness, pilot Charles R. Bastian of the 8th Air Force, reported a similar sighting in March 1945. Bastian observed a bright light following his aircraft during a night mission over Germany. He attempted evasive maneuvers, but the light maintained its relative position for several minutes before disappearing. Beyond these testimonies, there's a scarcity of tangible evidence. Photographic records are few and far between. One of the most notable comes from an August 1948 issue of the American magazine, which published a photograph taken by a United States Coast Guard seaman aboard the USCGC Campbell. The image shows a cluster of strange, luminescent orbs, remarkably similar to the descriptions provided by the wartime pilots. However, the enigma of the Foo Fighters goes beyond these sightings and documents. The question remains: if these were not new, experimental weapons, and if they demonstrated no hostile intent, then what were they? This question has fueled countless theories and debates, from early suggestions of St. Elmo's fire or ball lightning to more speculative conjectures about extraterrestrial visitation. Yet, despite the myriad of theories and decades of investigation, the mystery of the Foo Fighters remains unsolved, cloaked in the fog of wartime uncertainty and the enigmatic allure of the unexplained. At the very heart of the Foo Fighter phenomenon lies a central theory that has persisted through the decades: the assertion that these unexplained aerial phenomena were not of terrestrial origin. This theory, supported by a number of ufologists and enthusiasts, claims that the Foo Fighters were actually advanced spacecraft, operated by extraterrestrial beings observing the human conflict from a safe distance. This idea, however controversial, gains weight from the testimonies of the pilots themselves. Reports consistently describe the Foo Fighters as demonstrating flight characteristics far beyond any known human technology at the time. These objects were able to remain stationary in the sky, accelerate to incredible speeds in an instant, and make sharp, precise turns that would be impossible for a conventional aircraft. Moreover, their ability to keep up with and even outmaneuver state-of-the-art fighter planes suggests an advanced level of technological sophistication. Building on this theory, some researchers have suggested that these extraterrestrial observers were not just passive spectators. Instead, they were actively studying human warfare, perhaps to better understand our species or to assess our technological advancements. This interpretation, while purely speculative, is supported by the fact that Foo Fighters were most frequently sighted in and around areas of intense military activity. However, this theory is not without its problems. Firstly, there is the glaring absence of any physical evidence. Despite widespread sightings and even some photographic evidence, no tangible remnants of these supposed spacecraft have ever been discovered. This lack of physical proof has led many skeptics to dismiss the extraterrestrial theory as mere fantasy. Furthermore, there is the puzzling behavior of the Foo Fighters themselves. If these were indeed extraterrestrial observers, why did they make their presence so conspicuous? Why would they engage in seemingly playful maneuvers with human aircraft, drawing attention to themselves? These questions pose significant challenges to the extraterrestrial theory. Yet despite these doubts, the extraterrestrial theory remains a compelling, if unproven, explanation for the Foo Fighter phenomenon. As we delve deeper into this mystery, we find ourselves confronting not just the limits of our knowledge, but also the boundaries of our imagination. The truth behind the Foo Fighters, whatever it may be, continues to elude us, reminding us of the vast and uncharted territories that still await our exploration, both in the realm of the known and the unknown. The absence of physical evidence of Foo Fighters has indeed been a stumbling block for many. However, it's important to note that the lack of evidence does not equate to evidence of absence. Some researchers have suggested that the advanced technology of these presumed extraterrestrial entities may allow them to leave little to no trace of their presence, hence the dearth of tangible remnants. Others have pointed to the phenomenon of electromagnetic interference often reported in conjunction with Foo Fighter sightings. Pilots and crew have described their aircraft's instruments malfunctioning or even failing entirely when these enigmatic orbs were near. This electromagnetic disruption, they argue, is a tangible, albeit indirect, form of evidence. It suggests a level of technology capable of generating powerful electromagnetic fields, far beyond anything within human capabilities during the wartime era. Radar returns also offer intriguing evidence. Foo Fighters were often detected on radar, appearing as blips that moved with astonishing speed and agility. These radar detections corroborate eyewitness accounts of the object's incredible maneuverability and suggest a physical presence that interacted with the radar waves. There have also been reports of biological anomalies associated with Foo Fighters. These include transient physiological effects on those who witnessed them, ranging from disorientation and nausea to more severe symptoms like temporary paralysis. Some researchers speculate that these could be the result of exposure to intense electromagnetic fields or other unknown forms of energy emitted by these objects. However, one cannot discuss the physical evidence of Foo Fighters without addressing the infamous incident in 1947 near Roswell, New Mexico. While the Roswell incident is primarily associated with the crash of a supposed alien spacecraft, there were reports of Foo Fighter-like objects seen in the area prior to the crash. Some proponents of the extraterrestrial theory suggest that the crash could have been a Foo Fighter, and the debris found was the long-sought-after physical evidence. Critics, however, argue that the debris was of earthly origin, possibly a weather balloon or a secret military experiment. The physical evidence of Foo Fighters, such as it is, remains ambiguous and open to interpretation. It does, however, point to a phenomenon that left tangible effects in its wake, suggesting a reality beyond mere hallucinations or misinterpretations. The exact nature of this reality, whether it's of extraterrestrial origin, a classified human invention, or something else entirely, continues to elude us. One thing is clear, though. The Foo Fighters represent a mystery that is intricately woven into the fabric of our history, and one that demands our attention and investigation. As the sightings of these bizarre yet consistent phenomena began to proliferate, the reaction of official bodies was a mixture of dismissal, denial, and at times outright suppression of information. Military and intelligence agencies around the world were confronted with an enigma that defied conventional explanations and threatened to undermine the status quo. The response, it seems, was to cloak the mystery in further layers of secrecy and obfuscation. In the United States, the Air Force's Project Blue Book, initiated in 1952, was tasked with investigating UFO sightings, including those of Foo Fighters. However, the project was often accused of being more focused on debunking incidents and calming public anxiety than on conducting a genuine investigation. Many of the Foo Fighter sightings were quickly dismissed as misinterpretations of natural phenomena, such as ball lightning, or as the results of war-induced stress or hallucinations. The British Ministry of Defence also conducted investigations into UFO sightings, including Foo Fighters. But similar to their American counterparts, the conclusions were often dismissive, attributing the sightings to misidentification or psychological effects. The files from these investigations were kept secret until their declassification and release in 2008, reflecting a long-standing policy of information suppression. In both cases, it's worth noting that these explanations fail to address the full range of characteristics associated with Foo Fighter sightings, such as their advanced maneuverability, their ability to maintain pace with aircraft, and the physiological effects reported by eyewitnesses. It's also striking that despite the dismissive official stance, both the US and the UK devoted significant resources to investigating these phenomena. Meanwhile, there were also reports suggesting attempts to silence key witnesses or to discredit their stories. Some military personnel and pilots who reported Foo Fighter sightings were reportedly subjected to ridicule or faced threats to their careers. This culture of denial and ridicule effectively suppressed open discussion of the phenomenon, further deepening the mystery surrounding it. Moreover, the Cold War climate of secrecy and espionage provided a fertile ground for disinformation campaigns. On both sides of the Iron Curtain, rumors circulated about the other's technological advancements, adding another layer of intrigue to the Foo Fighter phenomenon. Could they be secret weapons developed by the enemy? Or perhaps they were the result of classified projects hidden even from most within the military itself. In this atmosphere of secrecy and suspicion, the true nature of the Foo Fighters became even more elusive. Like shadows dancing on a wall, they remained just out of reach, their reality shrouded by a veil of official denial and disinformation. Yet their persistent presence, persisting as it does in the collective memory and the historical record, refuses to be completely dismissed or forgotten. It remains a tantalizing hint of a reality that was, and perhaps still is, beyond our full understanding. The sightings of the Foo Fighters, their subsequent investigations, and the shroud of mystery that still surrounds them raises profound questions about our understanding of reality and the nature of authority. The unexplained nature of these sightings challenges our innate desire for closure and understanding. It confronts us with the limits of our knowledge, the boundaries of our world, and the possibility of realities existing outside our conventional understanding. The authorities' response to these sightings, the culture of denial and ridicule, and the atmosphere of secrecy and disinformation also reveal the complexities and contradictions of power. These actions illuminate the power of authority to shape narratives, influence perceptions, and control information. They underscore the ability of those in power to decide what is considered real, what is dismissed as illusion, and what remains hidden in the shadows. These revelations also bring into focus the fragility of our place in the universe, reminding us of our vulnerable position in the vast cosmic theater. The possibility that these sightings could represent entities or technologies far beyond our understanding underscores our relative insignificance and challenges our anthropocentric view of the universe. These implications extend beyond the realm of the empirical and the factual, seeping into the spiritual, cultural, and philosophical spheres. The mystery of the Foo Fighters has found resonance in various spiritual and cultural narratives, providing fodder for speculations about otherworldly entities, advanced civilizations, and hidden dimensions. These narratives, while offering no concrete answers, serve as powerful metaphors for our deep-seated anxieties and aspirations, our dreams of transcendence, and our fear of the unknown. In a philosophical sense, the unexplained nature of these sightings also invite us to grapple with the existential uncertainties that define our human condition. They force us to confront the mysteries of existence, the enigma of consciousness, and the paradox of knowledge. They remind us that reality, as we perceive it, is not a fixed entity, but a complex interplay of perception, interpretation, and belief. A fragile construct that can be challenged and reshaped by the emergence of new evidence or the reevaluation of old assumptions. The mystery of the Foo Fighters, therefore, is not just a historical or scientific puzzle. It is a profound existential riddle, a mirror reflecting our deepest anxieties and aspirations, and a beacon illuminating the uncharted terrains of our knowledge and understanding. It challenges us to question, to explore, and to dream, even as we stand at the edge of the known world, gazing into the unknown. Indeed, such profound implications, coupled with the enduring mystery of the Foo Fighters, have sparked a resurgence of interest in recent years. A new generation of researchers and enthusiasts, armed with the power of digital technology and social media, has brought these wartime UFO encounters back into the public eye, fueling a resurgence of interest in the unexplained. Modern documentaries and podcasts have played a significant role in this resurgence, offering in-depth explorations of the Foo Fighters phenomenon and its historical context. They have delved into military archives and interviewed surviving eyewitnesses, shedding new light on old cases while simultaneously rekindling public fascination. Leaked videos purportedly showing modern military encounters with UFOs have also stirred controversy and debate. These videos, some of which have been confirmed as genuine by the Pentagon, have sparked renewed interest in the Foo Fighters and other UFO phenomena. They have prompted serious discussions about the potential existence of advanced, non-human technologies and the implications for national security. Perhaps most notably, the issue of UFOs and Foo Fighters has even reached the corridors of power in Washington, D.C. In recent years, there have been congressional hearings on the subject, with lawmakers grilling military officials and intelligence agencies about the true nature and extent of these phenomena. These hearings have shone a spotlight on the issue, prompting calls for greater transparency and a more comprehensive investigation into the UFO phenomenon. Such developments have undeniably shifted public opinion. Today, a growing number of people are open to the possibility that we are not alone in the universe, and that these wartime UFO encounters may represent something far beyond our current understanding. Moreover, this newfound interest has also influenced policy, at least to some extent. For instance, the U.S. Defense Department announced in 2020 the establishment of the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force to investigate sightings of unexplained aerial objects by military personnel. In this sense, the mystery of the Foo Fighters has not only endured but has intensified in the modern age, fueled by a potent combination of historical intrigue, technological advancement, and geopolitical implications. It has transcended its origins as a curious footnote in the annals of World War II, evolving into a potent symbol of our collective quest to understand the unknown and our place within the cosmic theater. The enduring mystery of the Foo Fighters continues to challenge our perceptions, provoke our curiosity, and inspire our imagination. Delving into the realm of fringe theories and speculative extensions, the Foo Fighters phenomenon has given rise to myriad interpretations. These range from alien contact to time travel, interdimensional portals, and secret technological programs, each contributing a unique perspective to the puzzle. The theory of alien contact posits that Foo Fighters may be extraterrestrial in origin, possibly representing an advanced civilization's reconnaissance drones. This interpretation aligns with the broader UFO narrative, suggesting that Earth has been visited by alien life forms. The seamless maneuvers and high-speed capabilities of the Foo Fighters, far surpassing any known human technology of the time, lend some weight to this theory. Another fascinating proposition is that of time travel. It postulates that the Foo Fighters could be future human technology, sent back in time for reasons unknown. This theory, although speculative, presents a tantalizing possibility. It suggests that the Foo Fighters could be a physical manifestation of our future selves, reaching back to make contact. The interdimensional theory posits that the Foo Fighters may originate from a parallel universe or an alternate dimension. Supporters of this theory suggest that the sudden appearance and disappearance of these objects could be explained by them shifting between dimensions. The idea of secret technological programs argues that the Foo Fighters were a product of classified military research during World War II. This theory suggests that the Foo Fighters were a secret weapon or surveillance technology developed by one of the warring nations, their true nature meticulously concealed even after the war's end. Lastly, the hybrid theory combines elements of several hypotheses. It suggests that the Foo Fighters could be a product of extraterrestrial technology, time travel, or interdimensional shifts, perhaps even manipulated or co-opted by human agencies. This theory embraces the complexity and ambiguity of the Foo Fighters phenomenon, conceding that it may defy a single definitive explanation. These theories, although speculative, serve to underscore the enigmatic nature of the Foo Fighters. They invite us to consider a range of possibilities, each as intriguing as it is challenging to our conventional understanding of reality. Whether viewed through the lens of alien contact, time travel, interdimensional shifts, secret tech programs, or hybrid scenarios, the mystery of the Foo Fighters continues to fascinate and perplex, reminding us that the universe may harbor secrets far beyond our current comprehension. While we've delved into several theories, there remain a number of elements about the Foo Fighters that continue to elude definitive interpretation. The sudden appearance and disappearance of these orbs, their ability to outmaneuver and outpace the most advanced fighter aircraft of the era, the lack of any detectable propulsion system, and their apparent imperviousness to weaponry all continue to defy explanation. These aspects of the phenomenon resist easy categorization, suggesting that we are dealing with a reality that transcends our conventional scientific understanding. In addition, the fact that the Foo Fighters were observed by pilots from numerous countries on both sides of the conflict raises further questions. If these were indeed secret weapons or surveillance technology, why weren't they used more strategically? And why were they seen by both Axis and Allied pilots? The lack of any discernible pattern or strategic application adds to the enigma, hinting at a purpose or agency beyond our understanding. Moreover, the question of why these incidents seem to peak during World War II and then taper off in the subsequent years remains a point of contention. Did the Foo Fighters vanish because their mission, whatever that may have been, was completed? Or did they simply recede from our perception, possibly due to changes in our technology or observational methods? These lingering questions serve to underscore the vastness of the mystery that surrounds the Foo Fighters. Each theory we've explored offers a tantalizing glimpse into possible explanations, yet none can fully account for the complexity and strangeness of the phenomenon. As we conclude this journey into the enigma of the Foo Fighters, we are left with a sense of awe and curiosity. The universe, it seems, is far more mysterious and intricate than we often give it credit for. The Foo Fighters, these mysterious orbs of light that danced across the World War II skies, challenge us to look beyond the limits of our understanding, to consider possibilities that might seem outlandish or even impossible within our current paradigm. In the end, the mystery of the Foo Fighters invites us all to ponder the unfathomable depths of the unknown, to consider what might be real, what might be hidden, and what might still be out there, waiting to be discovered. So, as we leave the wartime skies of the mid-20th century and the mysterious Foo Fighters behind, let's keep our minds open to the infinite mystery that is our universe. After all, as the Foo Fighters so eloquently demonstrate, reality may be far stranger and more wondrous than we can begin to imagine. Thanks for listening. This has been another episode of UFO Files. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.